Yo, it's the real uncensored Browns fan. I was trying to hold off from doing this video, just because it was just a lot of things that's going on, and I mean, straight up, I left it to Andrew Berry. I trusted him full heartedly. I didn't want to question his every move just because of my fandom base and things of that nature. So I was just trying to hold back. I didn't want to like overreact as soon as I heard the news on Amari Cooper. And then yesterday when I found out about Juice, that's when I was like, oh, okay. But at the same time, I kind of expected it, so I didn't want to overreact. I didn't start overreacting until I seen that supposedly or allegedly they was literally trying to trade for Deshaun Watson. At that point, I was like, all right, hold the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go back from the beginning and give y'all my reactions. All right, in to truth, like no cutting, no editing, straight what I felt at the time. But don't get me wrong, I will mention what got me to feel a little bit differently in regards to certain things. All right. So first things first, let's start with Amari Cooper, since that's like the biggest thing so far. Or no, let's start with the draft, because the draft, the combine. All right, so my list is still Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Tommy Togiai, Jameson Williams, um, and the defensive end that's from Cleveland. I think it was like Trey Smith or Tyreek Smith from Ohio State. So yeah, I mean those are all Ohio State picks, but otherwise, like I said, man, I'll talk to it more in regards to like draft time. But as far as draft pick orders, again, like priority and favorites and combined, as far as like what orders are on my list, as far as like who we have to get, if they're on the board, if all these dudes are on the board, where am I going with? Garrett Wilson first, Drake London second, freaking, dang, who did I say is number 3? Oh, Haskell Garrett. Haskell Garrett's number 3. 4, Jameson Williams. He's not going to be there, obviously, in like the 3rd or 4th round. He's going to be gone by the 2nd round. And then 5, that Tyreek Smith dude from the Cleveland area, whatever, that play on Ohio State. I haven't really did too much research other than that. Obviously, Ohio State is basis, so that's why I was like, I'm giving Andrew Berry complete because he knows how to do this thing. He's been doing this. His staff, they've been doing this longer than me, and I just don't have the effort to do all of that. So I don't have the energy to look in and to see. All right, look at all these, and then I'm not seeing all 22. I'm only seeing highlights, and we know like highlights ain't showing the lowlights. So it's like, how much of it, but most of it you want to take a look at, consideration, like for a receiver, is this person being double covered? You know what I'm saying? And if so, is it because he's too slow, or is it because he's just literally, that good, or, whatever it may be. Like Drake London, I think most of his double coverage is because literally one-on-one, he's a fucking problem. So you got to put double team. So if people are like, oh, we can't separate from coverage, it's because he's getting double teamed literally almost every fucking time. Garrett Wilson, like I said, he had Olave, so it was kind of hard to try to do both on them. He does, like I said, his game still reminds me a little bit of Odell, if you will. Not more of a CeeDee Lamb to my type. If he was a little bit taller, perhaps, but he reminds me more of an Odell than anything. I mean, I could be wrong. He did have a really good 40 time, so he got better burner than what I thought, but around the 4.4 area, not really a super speedy guy like they were trying to make it, like somebody had like a 4.26 or something like that, or 4.3, a bottom 4.3 or something of that nature. So right around like the speed that I thought, still worried about the field vision on that, but he's from Ohio. I feel like he's a football player. He's going to get it, figure it out. So that's why he's still priority, even though I do like Drake London more for Baker, but we're going to have to talk about that. All right, so moving on from the draft picks, now we going on to Amari Cooper. All right, initially, when I first heard about it, when I was hearing it was rumors and rumors and rumors, and I was just thinking to myself, like, Browns ain't that dumb to do that. You know what I'm saying? They're not that stupid to do that. Sure as shit, that's what happens. I mean, some people said it feels like the Odell Beckham trade. In a way, I can definitely understand that feeling. Just because, all right, for one, he was already an established receiver, um, had Pro Bowls, played on multiple teams already. Um, and to quite frank, I just and don't get me wrong, I don't know if we're gonna keep him or not, but if he does ever get to hear this or something like that, I don't know if you know what I mean, like he actually get to fucking hear what I'm fucking talking about. But nonetheless, if he does, you know what I'm saying, I hope he don't take this the wrong way, especially if he's on the team, because I know like it's probably gonna determine if he's gonna play hard or not or whatever. But I just think Amari Cooper is overrated, flat out, flat out. I think that he is overrated. The reason why I say that is because it could be unfair. It could be unfair on why I say that he's overrated. But from the time of the draft that he was allegedly a part of to the time that he got into the league, I just feel like the name of Amari Cooper is overrated. For one, he came from Alabama, so you're going to get a lot of love from that alone. And I think my problem is that I was holding him to the standard of Julio Jones, because prior to him, it was Julio Jones that just kind of came out, and then Amari Cooper kind of took over for Julio. And then ever since, it was like, I already know Julio's a baller. I already know he's a dog, and that's what I expect from him. And he was that when he got to the league. Amari Cooper, he had very good seasons, but to me, it just seemed like he wasn't consistent. And this is where the information coming in, where they was saying other people that been fans of the teams that watch him always say, like, when it comes to the big time games, he disappears. When it comes to cold weather games, he definitely disappearing, which is a fucking problem, because that's what Cleveland has, is nothing but cold weather. So if you can't play in cold weather, like, I don't even know. And then two, I mean that was pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what they said, and they said, yeah. I know Shannon brought it up. Shannon Sharp, he brought it up that he kind of made the Cowboys a little bit better. He added research in that midseason trade and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that's kind of what he can kind of bring as far as like a resurgence, if you will. And is he an upgrade from Juice? I mean, the fact that he could play outside better, I would say yes. But for the $16 million that you was so fucking worried about, you know what I'm saying? Now y'all aren't going to pay $16 million, but you're going to have to pay $4 more million on top of that. But I guess as far as the ability to them, it's kind of a trade-off. But that's the thing. Like, Juice was a Brown. He wanted to be here. Nothing about Amari Cooper tells me that he wants to be in Ohio. From Florida, a warm weather, and he played for nothing but warm weather teams. Played for Oakland, that ended up being Vegas, but he never was there for Vegas, I don't believe. Or he might have been, and then John Gruden traded him. If John Gruden trading you, bro, I mean, well, besides Khalil Mack, I'll take that back. But you was a young dude that was supposed to be a premier talent, so that makes me scratch my head on you. And now the Cowboys are doing it. Like I said, I don't know what the fuck AB's thinking right now. I'm kind of on panic, because I'm gonna get more into that later. But anyway, I when I was hearing all those rumors, I was like, oh, the Browns ain't gonna do that. And Amari Cooper fits more of the Atlanta Falcons for me. He fits the Falcons and maybe Miami if he wants to go home. Definitely not the Cleveland Browns. Definitely not. I think it's a terrible move. I hope he's like a trade commodity or something like that. Like, he's not literally about to play for the Browns, because this does make this, it really makes no sense. The only thing that makes sense is that we're going to take that $20 million cap hit or whatever that's supposed to be guaranteed after March 20th or some sort. And then once we undid that, then we could finally ship him off, because we got so much cap space or whatever like that, and try to get an extra pick in the first. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. But to keep him on this team in a trade, bro, if you had to trade because you had thought for a little bit that if it came to free agency we wouldn't win, there is absolutely no reason why you should be trading for him, because now you holding him as a hostage, and now you got another Odell Beckham situation, which is stupid as fuck. So it's like, it's making me worry about AB for a little bit, because I didn't want to think that he was incompetent as far as these things. I figured that he finally knew us, he's getting us, and he's not just about to do shit because just for the sake of statistics or analytics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought we was past that. I was thinking we was past that. So I don't know if this is an AB move or a P. Diddy move. But whoever move it is, it's not a good move for sure. I definitely don't co-sign with it. I definitely think that it's a fucking stupid ass move, and I will be the one here in the future telling y'all like I never signed off on this shit ever at all. All right. So with the Amari Cooper trade, hate it flat out. Sorry, Amari. I know that you could probably play pretty well, pretty good, but from what I heard, you're very inconsistent and you don't show up. And my expectations as far as like he's overrated from the jump, it kind of like what other people are backing up. Now I see the numbers. I see like multiple 1,000-yard seasons. I think he had about like 5 of them out of his 7-year career, maybe 4 at least. So I mean that's something good to, but that's Derek Carr. Derek Carr is nice as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, how much is that Derek Carr and Dak? I mean, yeah. And then I know he went through some injuries too, as far as Amari did. Amari went through some injuries and so forth. So like, you know, that's a play on it. But from what they say, it's like the dude shows up and then he checks out like the very next week. So I'm very concerned about that. I think it's a fucking dumbass move. The only thing I can see it's a good move is because I have seen him on NFL film, and they say that he's a great, very good route runner. Hopefully, he's still that. And then maybe character. He seems like, I mean, I know I said that's only light-skinned people, but he kind of seemed passive-aggressive to me. Like, he seems like he tries to be a quiet person. Like, he's quiet all the time, but then at other times he could probably, like, turn up. Like, if you want to call it a chameleon, you could call it a chameleon. But I feel like some of it is phony. You know what I'm saying? I feel like go ahead and be that. But at the same time in this position, I can't fucking blame him because it's like the moment that you really want to be 100 with motherfuckers, it's like you fucked up because now motherfuckers want to put you in a box of like, oh, you're an example to other kids that want to be like you and you doing this and doing that. That's not appropriate and blah blah. And he's probably been told that his whole life where he has to put on a standard of being like a golden boy or something, like a good kid and shit like that. But I see that there's times where the motherfucker wanted to turn up and act a donkey. And then I feel like for a player that's playing a sport like that, it's like if I can't feel you, if I can't really determine who the fuck you really are, like are you really that rah motherfucker that be like talking this shit? Like I seen that motherfucker, he was already jumping. Like what you jumping for? What you jumping for? Nah, it's a little boy really like that, but it's like either you be a humble ass motherfucker like a Larry Fitzgerald where it's like you shit talking, but even though you shit talking, you still nice and smiling on your face about it, or you a shit talker where it's like Jalen Ramsey type, or you just somebody where you just quiet. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't do nothing but you show up, Nick Chubb. You show up, you do your job, and you leave. You know what I'm saying? You could either be one of those. I don't see him as a Larry Fitz because I see him kind of like having a feeling where he could talk shit a little bit and really like want to hurt motherfuckers as far as like words play wise. You know, I never got that from Larry. Larry, he'd talk his little shit, but he ain't trying to hurt you. He just gonna ball out on you and let that be the end of the story. So that's that. All right. So again, Amari Cooper trade, not going for it. Not really happy about that. Jarvis Juice Landry, obviously. After the wake of that, and then to hear Jarvis cut, you kind of expected. I ain't say I was hoping that they'd still keep him, and they would still find a way to try to draft 2 receivers in the first round. But I think AB is kind of like he's definitely not on that shit. And I understand you don't want to be pigeonholed into a position where in a case where it's like, oh damn, what I had thought was gonna happen didn't happen at all, and now I'm stuck to go with a plan Z. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't look at a plan B or D. Or C at that. So now I gotta go to plan Z where it just really wasn't no plan at all. I just gotta pick what's there because I didn't do no research. So I'm glad that he is setting himself up as far as that, and that's where I still want to have confidence in him through this whole process. I want to trust AB even through this release. I hope Juice come back, but I think they just saying that shit just to keep us Brown fans at a bay and be quiet, to have hope. The same thing they did with fucking Sheldon Richardson. They try to let us hold out hope, hold the dangle the carrot until we finally fucking see that Jarvis Landry signed with some other team, and then now we pissed again. So I'm not even gonna think that for a second that he's coming back until it actually fucking happened. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it for what it is. And I could understand that into a way. Like I said, I don't want Juice to leave, obviously, for the reason I think he's a leader. I think he's a Brown. I think, he brought that resurgence back to our team. He said that he was going to try to change this franchise around. He definitely wanted to win a Super Bowl around. But in the same sense, could have been detrimental to the other receivers. If Baker was still our quarterback, could he been talking shit to the receivers in the receiver room, talking about how bad of a quarterback Baker was and so forth? Could that happen? Yeah, you got to take that in consideration. Do I think it would have happened? Probably not. Probably not. But nonetheless, you still got to take that into consideration, and we don't want no hiccups as far as that. So that's the reason why I thought they was going to go over with Cooper opposed to Jarvis, because Cooper has no history with the Browns at all as far as like in the locker room, knowing how the culture is and so forth. And that's another thing, I feel like AB's killing the culture. He's getting rid of all the savages. It's like John Dorsey brought the savages here, and then now y'all bringing in like non-savages besides Wu. Wu is definitely a savage, but that's a rookie pick. But anyway, like I feel like they just signing like dudes that's supposed to be like high character and supposed to be smart, smart, tough, and accountable and shit like that. But what about the heart? You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying like all these motherfuckers playing football gotta be tough. You know what I'm saying? So all of them. But what about that? Like, I need a little bit of hoodness in you. I need a little bit of craziness. Like at the end of the day, like motherfucker, we doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm boss the shit. I'm boss the smoke. I want the smoke. That type of shit. Now it seems like they're just getting dudes that's just like analytical and like they have like no person. I don't want to say personality, but they just supposed to be super nice guys. Like, hi, I'm Bob. Like, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So it's like it's kind of making me worry about what they doing about this franchise. Cause it's like I said, you look at Cincinnati, like you look at their locker room. They kind of got the hood in there. You know what I'm saying? And not in a bad way, but they kind of got the hood in there. And JB, Joe Burrow, kind of fit that. You know what I'm saying? He cool with that. He from Athens. He know he's from the slums. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that ain't nothing new for him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, as far as like more black people, yeah, that's probably new to him because like the slums that he from is probably like trailer trash. You know what I'm saying? 8 Mile shit, whatever. All a bunch of white people just poor as fuck living on public assistance and so forth. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, nonetheless, it's like they allowed them to do that. What we trying to make us like a fucking Ivy League school, and it's like I was worried about this from the very fucking moment we signed Kev. And then, I mean, AB, I was happy with that sign just because, he a brother or whatever like that. But I still thought it was like they hyping too much that this motherfucker from Harvard or from some type of Ivy League school. I was like, oh, I'm a little worried there because these motherfuckers don't know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, y'all might have played in y'all schools or whatever and respectively. And rightfully so, like, y'all deserve to be there. Like, obviously, y'all got some game, Kev and AB. You know what I'm saying? Y'all played for y'all schools or colleges or whatever like that. So y'all got some type of game. But it wasn't like they was like ballers in their school or anything like that. And I don't mean to be hating on them because I feel like I'm going in on them. But I'm just like really upset about what's all going on right now because it's like it makes no sense. And I'll try to explain what I think is going on later. But anyway, yeah, like I said, letting Juice go, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like making me worry because it's like, what are y'all trying to do here? You know what I'm saying? They already explained that John Johnson III and I think Wu and then maybe somebody else then explain like the locker room culture is like bland. Like what the fuck are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Like why ain't y'all like what type of people y'all trying to bring in a bunch of introverts? You know what I'm saying? Where motherfuckers like they just do their work, they do their homework, they go home and be with their family, they don't fuck with nothing else. You know what I'm saying? They ain't out in the streets, in the hood, or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Going to the clubs. And I ain't saying we need all that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you get that, you know what I mean, then you got motherfuckers ineligible, and you got motherfuckers can't pass drug tests, or you got motherfuckers got DV cases and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I get it. Like, you definitely want to make sure that they going to be accountable and dependable. But at the same time, like, you got to have a little bit of craziness to you. You got to have a little bit of, like, I want the smoke all day, every day type of people in your locker room. And you got to have those type of people because them people, like, they know what life's, they not really, like, hood people. Like, and I don't want to keep calling them hood people, but, I mean, that's the way that I'm going to just explain it as hood people. They already got a sense of, like I came with nothing. So it's like anything I got, I'm just going to enjoy it. And then anything you trying to take from me, you ain't taking shit from me. I'm standing up. I'm not about to bend over or nothing like that. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? We can go right now. Then this fucking type of people we need in this locker room. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like they don't give a fuck, but they still could be professional at the same time because they know at the end of the day, they got to get the bag. It's their job, and they got to hold it down. And I feel like we getting rid of all those people. I think we just getting a bunch of yes men's and stuff like that. And I don't want to talk about anybody that's new or old or whatever like that, but I'm just telling you like my feeling in regards to the whole team overall compared to what John Dorsey was doing. John Dorsey was bringing the hood in, like straight up. But I mean, look what he did. Look what it did for Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got a little bit of mix of that, mixed with a little bit of whatever John Dorsey wasn't doing, and then you get a nice collaboration. And that's what I was hoping that was going to happen with our team. Apparently, that's not happening, at least right now. So, yeah, Juice being cut, very disappointed about that, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, I was a little worried about it being an effect to how the new receivers are going to be when it comes in regards to, you know, Baker being a quarterback and so forth. J.C. Tretter was released, again, a John Dorsey signing. And I don't know if he's just trying to clean house with John Dorsey people, because, I mean, and then they clean house with some of my people. But J.C. Tretter's gone now. I guess that could be a problem with the NFLPA type shit and whatever like that. And then, plus, Nick Wright, I think, or Nick Harris, he's bald. He's earned a starting job. Like, he's shown that he can be very good for us. There's been times where he kind of disappeared, but maybe it was just, you know, I don't know. But he's shown that he's been very, very, very good. So I'm not very upset with the J.C. Tretter cutting. And like his views on Game of Thrones, J.C. Tretter's, it were all off anyway. So it was like, bro, I was kind of lost me there a little bit, but that's the, you know what I'm saying, sign off. Prezzi's gone. We don't got him no more. And then Mack Wilson, we didn't trade Mack Wilson. Now, I know we got a full-ass locker room, and no, Mack didn't fruition into what I thought he can be. That was my pick. I wanted him. I knew that he had a problem with tackling. I knew that he used to tackle high. It kind of carried over. He started to get better this last year, but I mean, he really didn't, like, get a lot of snaps in the defensive set. You know, Wu kind of took that spot and kind of took off with it. And then, what's his name? Phillips coming back. They gambling on him. And it's like, you know, Sione, I mean, I'm worried about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to happen with him? But, you know, I hope Mac, obviously, what's his name? Belichick, he loved Alabama players. So, you know, he was like, come on, bring Mack Wilson over here. And Mac was a stand-up dude, you know what I'm saying? He tried to ride out for Cleveland as much as he can. I know that for a moment he thought about he didn't want to play football no more, so that was kind of concerning. But, you know, it was one of ours, though. So it's like, it's so fucking hard when it's like we losing our own, especially the ones that I was like mentioned on video, like I wanted this person and so forth. So it's like you tearing my team apart, all right? But anyway, so, you know, salute to Mac. You know, it is what it is. Now, the Deshaun Watson shit. Okay, when I first heard about it, I was just like, there's no fucking way that the Browns is, like, that irresponsible and looking at or trying to trade for Deshaun Watson. Then the rumors came out. Then it said that they, like, literally tried to trade, like, Baker and Kareem and all this shit. So in my mind, I was like, all right, this is it. Like, AB, P. Diddy, whoever the fuck done lost their mind. Like, literally. Like, they done literally lost, they on some type of rat poison or something. They high on something. Like, something that's more than weed. Because even we wouldn't even have you thinking this fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? Or acting this fucking trippy. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then I see articles talking about they scheduled to go see his court hearing and stuff. Now, there's one thing as far as, like, wanting to show support, you know, being an NFL club, showing, like, hey, you know, we care about our players. And I believe in second chances. I don't believe that, oh, this person should be wrote off as a monster because of, you know, some one mistake or whatever like that. And even if you want to say, well, it's 22 of those girls, I mean, I don't feel like with the whole Bill Cosby shit, I feel like some of that shit was a little fabricated to an extent. But what I mean to an extent is that these women were willing and able, all right? That's what I mean to an extent. You know, they know who the fuck this person was because, I mean, I've had it where if a girl don't fucking like you, she ain't paying you no fucking attention. She's not going to be around you. She's not going to want to talk to you. If she do talk to you, it's very short. It's like you forcing a conversation. So for 22 women all to be like, oh, well, he was sexually working. At some point, you wanted some of that. At some fucking point, you wanted to be involved. So whether he was a victim of now all of a sudden all y'all females want to come out, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Or two, him trying to have the golden child image. Again, like when Amari Cooper trying to have a golden child image. And I've been said this in some of my videos, in my Houston Texans videos, whenever we played them. I said about Deshaun, I said, this dude, he strikes me off as somebody that tries to be like a good kid, tries to be humble, keep a soft, quiet, gentle voice. Obviously because he's black and stuff like that. And he know that at any point they trying to criticize him and stuff like that. And that's why I do respect Lamar Jackson, because he ain't changing for no fucking body. And he ain't about to be fake. He about to have his country accent and all of that shit. He about to come up there with the big bling chains and all of that stuff. But he deserved to do that because that motherfucker balling. Dwayne Hoskins, he don't deserve that shit because, motherfucker, you ain't do shit. Not in Washington and not at Ohio State. You ain't do shit anywhere. So you don't deserve to come in with the big bling chains and the beanie and the skull caps and shit. You need, excuse me, ooh, I said the N-word. You need to fucking ball out first. You know what I'm saying? And I don't none of y'all motherfucking white folk people start saying the N-word because I said it. All right, and going off of that, so yeah, I'm just like, damn, like I definitely deserve, like I definitely feel that he doesn't need to be cast off as like, you know, Ben Rapelessberger and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he deserved to go through, you know, that type of stuff. And I mean, maybe he do. And this is karma. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But all I'm going to say is that I definitely believe that, you know, a mistake don't define who you are for the rest of your fucking life. And I can see why the Browns is trying to support him in that aspect, to be like, look, you know, if we a club that supports you and you got other clubs trying to support you as well, you know, we just want the best for you. You know what I'm saying? But to actually try to get the motherfucker, like, that's all the way irresponsible. All the way. Like 100,000%, bruh. Because for one, you told us that Baker's going to be the starter, fully expected to be the starter of 2022. So now it got me thinking, what did Baker do? Did Baker say something to them where he was like, fuck y'all, I'm not signing here next year? Or, you know, like, what did he say? He had to say something, because I know, all right, Baker's one of my guys, and I do know that Baker has an issue with accepting accountability on his end. He is quick to pass the buck, but him and Kyler Murray both do that shit. Kyler Murray to the extreme, but Baker kind of not emotionally intelligent, if you will. Like, I don't know how you didn't know that, like, Odell really wasn't fucking with you, because I always seen the shit. But I don't know. I don't know how you didn't know that Odell wasn't fucking with you all like that. Because I wasn't even around him, motherfucker. And I could just see from body language, like, Odell, he don't really fuck with anybody like that. Even when he got to the Rams, it's like when they won the Super Bowl, it's like, who did he hug on? Just Von Miller. And what else was he doing? Pretty much by himself. Yeah, he might talk to other players because he's, you know, he wants to be liked by his teammates and shit like that. But for real, if you not like tight with him, like 100%, like where he feel like he can literally trust you and maybe tell you everything, he's not really trying to be around you like that. And that's kind of what it was going on with the Browns, is that it was just him and Jarvis always, it seemed like. And I see that in LA, it's like, all right, unless it's Von Miller, I really ain't trying to fuck with you all like that. Yeah, I'll talk to you, I'll dance with you and I'll give you some shoes and shit like that just so you can like me. But for real, the only people I want close to me, or the people I feel comfortable around, the people I'm very close to. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I ain't saying anything wrong with it. But just to be like the type of celebrity or the big type of star that he is and of that nature, it's like I feel like they kiss his ass a little bit too much, and it's like he's not that dude all the way. Like I said, kind of a passive-aggressive type of dude. You know, he's one of those dudes who's kind of stuck up. And, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, and no homo, like, dude could pull mad females. Mad female, I'm sure you probably pull one of my females, you know what I'm saying, quickly. Obviously, it's Odell. But what I'm saying is, so in that aspect, like, maybe he's like, everything's always given to him because, oh, you're so handsome, you're so cute, or, oh, you know, you're going to be famous or whatever, where he don't really connect, he don't like try to connect with people like that. He just feel like everybody should kiss his ass, and that's kind of where, like, it's at. I see everybody, like, oh, they see him, they be like, oh, Odell, is he looking at me or not, or whatever like that. If he looking at me, let me go give him some dap, you know what I'm saying? Look at, like, Boondocks, where he was talking about Thugnificent, I think, or was it Gangsta Listen? Oh, it was Thug Nipsey. He was like, yeah, I want to go over there, just give him some dak. I don't want to be dick riding or nothing like that. Like, basically, that's how they doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, if he look at me, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to say what's up. But if he ain't looking at me, I'm just keep walking by. Hopefully, he sees me or whatever and wants to give me some dap or whatever like that because it's Odell or whatever. He's a celebrity, star, this, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't shit like everybody else. But, I mean, that's other people that low lives, that don't have lives of their own. They don't have no confidence, don't love themselves. So they go ahead and give the power to somebody else like that. All right, that's fine. Why am I saying this? Oh, yeah. Deshaun. I feel like, shit, man, like, it's so fucking irresponsible, man. Like, I just feel like it's a fucking slap in the face, you know what I'm saying, to us to be like, you know, we just straight up bailing on Baker. Unless, like I said, the only way this fucking makes sense is if Baker, like, straight up, like, dogged the shit out of the system, the team, the owner, any of the above. It could be all of the above or any of the above. But if Baker has done that, then I can see why they are so adamant on trying to get Deshaun Watson, because they already know that Baker done pretty much blew up. So if that is the case, for one, I want to address Baker. Like, Baker, if you really did that and if you quitting on us, I will dog you forever. Obviously not on here, because I said once Baker leaves, I'm not doing this channel no more. But whenever I can, however I can, I'm dogging the shit out. I'm calling you a quitter. I'm calling you a bitch, a little crybaby, somebody that's not accountable anytime somebody was saying something about you. For the Browns fan, this wasn't all the Browns fans. It was just these bandwagoners. You got to understand, these type of bandwagoners, they going to say whatever because they in so much pain. And hurt people, so they going to try to hurt you, my dude. But I wanted you because I thought you would rise above this. I didn't think that type of shit would affect you. But apparently it's so. And I get it. We haven't set you up with the best franchise. And yes, you got us to the playoffs. And that's why I wanted to keep you. But if you out here trying to bail on us right now, fuck you. Fuck your life. Fuck your wife. Dog, I'm dogging everybody. Everybody. Whenever I can. However I can. I'll fucking start a social media campaign. I'll start a fucking hate Baker campaign, dude, where you gonna want to kill yourself. Because you already trying to leave on social media, bro. Hate mail, fan letters, all of that. If you really said, like, you really trying to abandon us right now, bro, after all the shit I've been through with you, after buying your jersey, after doing all that, I'm gonna be hurt as fuck, and I'm like, hurt people, and I will try to hurt you mentally, whichever way I fucking can. Obviously not physically, because I'm never gonna see him. But if I did see him, I'm definitely gonna pull up on him. I probably gonna do nothing because I don't want to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? That's that. But nonetheless, you can't quit on us. Like, straight up, we ain't quit on you. Don't you fucking quit on us. Don't talk shit. We have your back. Us fans, allow us fans to have your back. If you had more accountability and you wasn't so dumb on, like, emotional intelligence or self-awareness in regards to like who like you or who don't like you, or even just taking accountability when it's like, bro, you fucking up. You the one that's fucking up. So just take blame for it. And everybody be okay with that, even though we tired of hearing the same shit. But at the same time, at least we like, damn, we know this motherfucker speak the right shit, because that's what I got. That's what I thought I was getting. The person that was going to say the right thing. I know you was going to be a little brash, but we needed that. We needed the motherfuckers that's going to be like, you know, throw the fingers up because of all the shit that you're going through now. Between these haters, on as far as Brown fans that don't want you here, to the ones that's like not Browns fans and they just want to hate just to hate. I figured that he was going to be able to be the one to take all of that shit and not let it affect him and still be on, like, it's Browns versus everybody. But now it's like he just about himself, and that's what his fucking team is, and that's what he's always been, I'm starting to see. And it's making me very sad, because I didn't never want to say that, because I didn't want to, like, renege on what I thought about him. I thought he was such a great player. I still think he is a great player, and I still want him to thrive with us. But it's like the accountability thing, and just, you know, always trying to make it seem like you're never at blame, you're never at fault, and all this other shit. Don't get me wrong, we do know that it was a fucked up organization that you inherited. But even if you would have checked accountability through that and stayed like a real good person through that, eventually we would have found in our hearts, even the ones that's fucking haters, you know what I'm saying, they would have found in our heart, like, man, Baker's trying, blah, blah. You know, we didn't give him the best franchise and all this other shit. He was picked number one. That means usually with the number one pick, you're going to the worst franchise ever of that year, or at least past 2 years. So, you know what I'm saying, let's give him a break. But he's really been kind of passing off, trying to say like, it's not me, it's Kevin's system. Let us say that. Don't you say that shit. Let us say that. Don't let your team say it. Don't let your wife say it. Don't let nobody say it. You just stay on you doing you and making sure that you doing the best that you could fucking do. But, you know, if that was the reason, then that's that. And then two, it's like the Browns. Like, what are y'all thinking? You know what I'm saying? Y'all really thinking Deshaun Watson is gonna be the fucking answer? Like I could get it if y'all was like gonna move on and then just get somebody new, but not Deshaun Watson. Don't do that shit. And if y'all do that shit, I swear, like, I don't care black quarterback or not. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's a thing about that out here, like, oh, Cleveland never wants to have a black quarterback and so forth. Like, black quarterback or not, like, that's just stupid. That's irresponsible. And at that point, I'm literally thinking that they blowing the shit up. They don't even care anymore. And at that point, will I still be a Browns fan? Yes, probably. But like I said, Baker's gone, I'm going. Two, I'm going to shit on them, and we're going to be shitty for the rest of our lives. If he trades for Deshaun Watson, if we get Deshaun Watson, there ain't no fucking Super Bowl, ain't no fucking nothing. I can guarantee that. I will bet 1,000 on it, bro. And the only way that 1,000 is going to get lost is because it was fucking rigged. And and it's not like we don't talk about that shit already. So that's that on me on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking stupid if we try to really do that dumb shit. And sorry, Deshaun. Like, I'm not trying to hate on you, bro. Like, they probably lying. Who knows? And they probably not. Like I said, I think you got a little bit of a darkness to you, bro. So it's like, I can't sit up here and just dismiss that any of it is like, is all lies, you know what I'm saying? Like, or all of it is all lies, or none of it's true, you know what I'm saying? That type. Like, I believe there's some truth to it. Yes, I believe, like, everybody was willing and able, for sure. And it just so happenly is like, whoever you done pissed off, which was the owner of the Texans, they had some dirt on your ass, and they probably paid them females to in a collusion to cahoose with each other, or I forgot the word I'm looking for, but to get together and fucking fuck your life up because of what you was saying from the time this shit all happened. Because I think he had some issues with the owner or something like that. Like, he didn't want Hoskins to be traded, or he was raising some hell about some shit. And shortly after that, that's when this shit started to come up. So I think the owner set Deshaun up for real, so that he can have this fucking problem. But, and yeah, man, like I said, I think it's on Deshaun. So for us to get involved in that bull BS, man, I think it's stupid. I hope they don't do that, but they probably gonna fucking do it. And if they do it, then it finally confirmed to me they blowing shit up, flat out. The realest is a Browns fan, signing out.